Hello, this is Jane Talbot, and I am just swerving by to update you about my old dog new tricks adventures. It's been a while and I've been very busy working and adventuring at the same time. So, what's been happening? The pull-up challenge between me and my husband has taken place. And in spite of all my Googling and all my following of YouTube video advice, none of the programs actually fulfilled their promise, although I did try to follow them. So I trained pull-ups 3 times a week over a period of 6 weeks. Most of my gains were actually made in the first 2 weeks of my training. And on the day, I actually managed 11 uninterrupted pull-ups. And I had managed 11 uninterrupted pull-ups 2 weeks into my training. However, I will say that's, for me, I'm quite pleased because when I started out, the most uninterrupted pull-ups I could do was 6. My husband, he beat me by the skin of his teeth. He managed 12, and although the 12th was rather OP, it did fulfill the basic criteria of getting his chin over a given point. So I am taking him out to dinner on the 29th of October. As for my swimming, my butterfly adventure, I had my 4th and final pre-race coaching session a couple of weeks ago, and things have been going rather well. I'm now in the pool a minimum 4 times a week, a maximum of 5 times a week. There have been some hiccups along the way. The roof fell in twice at our local pool, which means now I have to travel to Coleraine in the morning to train. I don't mind that too much. It's very orderly swimming in Coleraine, and I've managed to find my place in the pool. So what I've learned is each pool has its culture, and over a kind of period of time, people kind of get their space. So what I had to do was very quickly establish what the rules were in the pool in Coleraine so I didn't upset anybody. And I'm managing to get my swim done, and I'm managing to meet some lovely people. One of the shames, I suppose, of the Ballymoney pool being closed, and I think it's closed at least until Christmas while they make the repairs, is that I had made some lovely friends. And it's amazing how you can get to know people in literally a couple of minutes every morning, standing, waiting to go into the water. So I won't see those people for a while, and I do miss their company, but I am meeting some really interesting people at the Coleraine pool. As a result of my pre-race coaching session with David at Trenetic, now moved into the final phase, which is all about speed. So there's less volume but more intensity. I'm having to work on a slightly wider hand entry because my hands were coming in too close together, and trying to dive my head into the water to help with the undulation. And I have to say that Sharon Davis, who had given me some positive encouragement with a tweet earlier in the year, she looked at the video and tweeted again and gave me some really good advice to slow down the catch at the beginning and also increase the undulation. The undulation, that's a bit trickier for me. My back is quite stiff. I think that's from powerlifting. It's also from age. It's also from probably spending a lot of time sitting down at my desk and working. And I'm just hoping that comes with time. And also as I relax into the stroke. So what I'm noticing about swimming is there is tension required, but you also have to be relaxed. You have to know when to be relaxed and when to be tense. And I'm also noticing with the butterfly, actually the faster I go, so I have some kind of all-out efforts where I'm, well, it's kind of a near-death experience each time I swim a length. When I'm swimming really hard, the undulation, the whole stroke seems to be better. I seem to be operating as one unit, and it's really odd. The last session I had yesterday, it was like my consciousness, I was riding the back of me. I was kind of separate from me and me, experiencing my body as an animal kind of racing along. Leaping isn't the right word. Bounding. That's what it was more like. And I was on the back of me. And So for me, that's a sign that my body is learning to do something, and it's saying, hey, leave me to it now. Don't think too much about what you're trying to do, because conscious mediation can often get in the way of flow and of performance, and in my case, of standing any chance of getting to the other end of the pool when I race Samantha on the 29th of October. So that's where I am right now. My experiences, I suppose, this year, particularly with running and swimming, I really, really enjoy them. Not that I haven't enjoyed the powerlifting. The powerlifting comes less naturally, and I'm in no doubt whatsoever that I wouldn't have been able to swim butterfly if I didn't have the strength I've got as a result of powerlifting. But I'm hatching two plans. One is to try an aquathlon, and I've actually entered a race in Halesowen, which is in the West Midlands in England, in December. And I'd also like to have a go at competing at a Masters Swimming Championships here in Northern Ireland next May, swimming butterfly. If the aquathlon goes well, I'd like to have a go at open water swimming and competing at aquathlons. Aquathlons in Northern Ireland are a little bit harder to find. Triathlon is more popular. But there's plenty of time to put the tentacles and feelers out and find events that are right for me. So that's where I'm at right now. I will keep you posted. Probably the next time you'll hear from me is after the race. Bye for now.